Benchmark indices turned green after 2 days' fall. Nifty steady about the 21,600 mark, while the Sensex inched towards 72,700. All sectors in the green, barring media and financial services and realty, emerging as a top sectoral gainer for the second straight day. And Bajaj Finance, Ujjivan Small Finance, Angel Broking surge and better than expected Q3 update. And Nifty IT recoups yesterday's losses to trade in the green. L&T Tech and Infi lead the gains. And rate cut chatter fades as Fed minutes sing a different tune. US bond yield spike rise to close to 4% before losing ground. Welcome. This is F&O Spotlight, and you are joined by Agam and me. Well, the markets contradictory to what we were expecting this morning are actually trading positive. After 2 days of profit taking, we seem to be leading the way when it comes to global markets. The Nifty, after a pause, has regained its rally in today's day of trade. It closed well above levels of 21,600 ahead of the Nifty options expiry today. The breadth of the markets also looking pretty good. The broader markets continue to outperform the benchmark index, and that is, again, something we've seen over the last few days of trade. Well, in terms of sectors, banks are doing well. Financials are not doing too badly. Financial services are up over 1%. You've also got gains rolling in for pharma and the PSU banking index. But real estate is what's taking the cake after a rally of 1.5% yesterday. The realty index trades with a massive gain in trade this morning, 5.5% higher. And I think I'm going to take that and talk to Agam about this. Agam, when was the last time you saw an index gain 5%?
Yeah.
On a quiet day, real estate trades higher by 5%. Yesterday, it added another 1.5%, and all this, and the Nifty is not doing too much, actually.
Right. Samina, the realty index is also reacting to the expectations on the quarterly updates, which will start coming in from the real estate sector. And that's potentially one of the big reasons why a whole host of companies from that particular sector are in fact doing well. Prestige Estates and Brigade Enterprises specifically in this case. But I'll talk about that in just a bit. Let's address what's happening in the futures and options space. And we are looking at more strength on the Nifty. Well, I reckon that there will be unwinding on cars because not everyone was, in fact, expecting the Nifty to move higher in today's day of trade. It is also the Nifty weekly options expiry, so it could perhaps get a little volatile within a broad range. Talking about the Bank Nifty too, and that is where we are seeing that significant strength coming in on account of banks. Banks have moved up because of quarterly updates which have already come. And there are some very positive traction that's been registered as far as some of your relatively smaller names from the financial space is concerned, which is why we're starting to see a little bit more positions building in the index, this specific index future. Moving on, in terms of how things are panning out for today's options markets, this, of course, is the bank or open interest distribution. But I want to talk about the Nifty because it is, of course, at the end of the day, the Nifty or options OI. And that should come up for you on your screen. There you have it. So that's as far as your open interest for the Nifty is concerned. And at the moment, we are seeing most amount of traction around 21,600 because that's exactly where we are at the moment. We're of course, slightly higher. And in the last half an hour of trade, we've also seen a lot of writing around the 21,650 and the 21,500 levels in those specific strikes. So we're going to keep an eye on these levels as we move into trade through the course of the day. Finally, to talk about, of course, this is the change. And as I was mentioning, we are looking at a little more writing around 21,500, 21,600. But finally, to talk about stocks, let's pull up that list of all those which are in fact seeing an increase in open interest. So Chambal Fertilizers, marginal up move. Of course, the buyback has been announced. Or rather, the board will consider the buyback. Concor, along with L&T Tech, and those are advances. And of course, PVR, Inox, and LTIM under pressure. They're looking at shorts at the moment. In terms of stocks which are seeing unwinding in trade, well, all of them are looking at short covering. So Coromandel, Nalco, ONGC, Apollo Hospitals and Cholamandalam, well, advancing in trade even as we see a decline in open interest and hence a bout of short covering there. Not unlike the Nifty, to be honest, because that is also where we are seeing at least some amount of shorts being covered. Question is, where do we see the Nifty expiry towards the end of the session? That we will know over the course of the next few hours of Samina.
Right, Agam, that's of course the F&O pitch. Just a quick check of all those big gainers coming in from the real estate pack. Soba is topping the chart, 16.5% gains in trade right now. Brigade is up 8.5%. Lodha is gaining 6.5%. Godrej Properties, DLF, Oberoi Realty, Prestige, Phoenix are all trading with gains of 4 to 5% each. A quick word on the realty pack, because that, of course, is eye-catching to say the least. Stocks like DLF, Prestige, Soba, they've delivered over 133% returns in the in the year of 2023, and the rally continues for the pack as we see it this morning. Lots of other counters that are holding the markets in today's day of trade. Emphasis on back of brokerage upgrades is supporting the index. Banks as well, so NBFC's banks continuing to do okay in today's session. So while we're well below levels of 48,000, but it does seem like the bulls are in control of Bank Nifty for now at least. Well, we have with us Ashish Kyal, founder and CEO, Wave Strategy Advisor, Nilesh Jain, Head AVP Tech and Derivatives Research at Centrum Broking. Morning, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. Nilesh, what are you making of trade today? Global cues were quite negative. We've held out, though, in today's day of trade. That, of course, is a good thing because the buying is coming in. IT, banks and real estate are providing some leadership. On the flip, though, between Jan 1st and Jan 3rd, the Nifty has made new low lows. How are you reading into that?
Good morning, Samina. Good morning, everyone. So today's move was quite surprising against the global market, where we have seen some amount of cut. But good part is that the Bank Nifty, which was the laggard, has now started joining the rally and leading from the front. So looking at the participation from the index heavyweight counters like HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries, L&T, I feel that we are likely to witness a follow-up move from here. And expiry could be seen on a positive side. For the Nifty, 21,600 to 21,700 could be the expiry range. And Bank Nifty looks positive for 48,300 to 48,500 sort of levels from intraday point of view. So as far as stock-specific action is concerned, realty space as a whole is looking positive. So we are focusing on that space. Apart from that, yes, we are witnessing across the board buying. But yes, pharmaceutical space, within that space, Sun Pharma is looking positive, so focus is also there as well. So for the day, we expect market to trade on a positive bias with a buy and decline approach. Any dip towards the 21,600, 21,550 could be a good opportunity to make a fresh entry on the long side. And lastly, from where we are getting confidence is India Week's volatility index. For the fifth, sixth trading session, we are witnessing lower top and lower bottom formation. At one point of time, it was trading beyond 16 level. Now it is coming to the comfort zone for the bulls below 14 levels. And further drop will definitely pull the index on the higher side. So watch out for India Week as well.
Right. Well, Ashish, let me get you into the conversation as well. Good morning. Your view on the indices at the moment, Nifty specifically, how would you trade it?
Good morning to you and all the viewers. See, if you look at Nifty, there has been some 2 days of downfall that we saw. But if you look at the follow-up action today, we managed to move upside with a gap-up opening. We are sustaining above that. We have broken above the the first hour of candle. So overall undertone looks to be bullish as of now, and we are in a medium-term to long-term uptrend. So the short-term correction, I think, might be over, and we are headed towards the level of 21,683, which is again level over the maybe today's session. So the expiry can be around 21,680. And eventually, I think we should be crossing that 22,000 mark also. So that's not immediately, but over the near term, I think we should cross that. On the downside, I think 21,550 should remain protected. If we move back below 21,550, then there can be some consolidation over near term, post which we will resume the up move. So undertone remains bullish for the market. I think there will be participation from broader markets as well. Mid cap is already outperforming, and we can see real estate is outperforming today. The IT will catch up. So it's a sector rotation that we are seeing across the space, and each sector is contributing towards the up move. So the overall undertone is healthy. We can see good advanced decline ratio also. So overall, I'm bullish on the market.
Nilesh, what's the trade on Bank Nifty? Would you go long at these levels?
Absolutely, Samina. So, looking at yesterday's candle, where we have seen a smart recovery in an intraday trade of roughly around 200 points, and due to which it has managed to close somewhere around 47,700 mark. So today's move after a fall of last 2-3 consecutive session, I think there is a reversal in the trend, and we expect further up move to continue towards 48,300 to 48,500. These are the spot levels for the Bank Nifty. So yes, at current level, I would rather wait for some dip towards 47,900 to 47,850. Then a long trade can be initiated, keeping stop loss below 47,700 for the upside target of 48,300 to 48,500.
Okay, that's the view on Bank Nifty. And Ashish, your assessment of the Bank Nifty?
See, Bank Nifty had a very important resistance of around 47,800, and that is broken in the opening candle itself. So the overall opening 15 minutes itself, the 47,800 is broken and the index is moving higher. I think even yesterday when we saw some selling pressure in Nifty, but Bank Nifty managed to outperform, protect the lows. So overall, I think Bank Nifty can take a lead from here. I'm expecting the index to go towards the level of 48,200 on the upside. And on the downside, the support for the index is going to be around 47,700. So overall, undertone remains bullish for Bank Nifty as well.
You know, Samina, it just so happens that all the analysts that we've been talking to since morning, they're positive on the Bank Nifty after the kind of volatility that we've seen, and they're all expecting it to move over 48,000. It's not too far from those levels, but we are seeing some gains, and it's that picture is playing out very well. Just look at
I think what's also interesting, Agam, is because up until a few days ago, the hope of Bank Nifty doing well depended wholly and solely on the frontline names. So it was all about HDFC keeping itself together, pulling its weight, performing. Surprisingly, and I saw this yesterday, it was the broader market banking names that did well on business updates. So your Bank of Maharashtra, today you've got Bandhan Bank, Ujjivan Financials, PNB. So while Bank Nifty is finding support, but it's coming from quarters that wasn't expected, right?
Right, absolutely. Before we move into a break, I want to very quickly address one of the sectors as well. I want to take up the real estate sector in general. Nilesh, this is perhaps out of the syllabus, but any of the real estate names that stand out for you at the moment, which could potentially move even higher, anything on your radar?
So Agam, Nifty Realty Index hit a fresh all-time high today, and within this space, a couple of counters which has led the rally, that is Oberoi Realty. So this particular counter has outperformed the Realty Pack. Along with that, DLF, we are also witnessing a good move. So yes, there is a trade in Oberoi Realty, although in last few minutes we have seen some spurt, but it can be added at current level as well, because looking at the breakout, it looks like it is heading towards 1550 on immediate basis, followed by 1580. That is from 2 to 3 days point of view. Momentum looks strong. So yes, this momentum can be played in Oberoi Realty. One can buy at current level or add on declines. Keep a stop loss below 1480, and upside target comes around 1550 to 1580.
The day belongs to the Realty Pack. The sectors are 5%. Most of the stocks are also up 5 to 10% each. Suba, of course, an outlier, which is up 18% when I last checked. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue a conversation with Ashish and Nilesh for the stock-specific trades this morning.
Welcome back. And now it's time to put the spotlight on all the trading ideas that our experts have. Ashish, I come to you. I believe you have two on your radar. Can you take us through your picks today?
Yes, the first one is ONGC. We can clearly see a very strong breakout as of now on ONGC stock. The volumes are picking up. The stock has managed to break that 210 levels, which was acting as a very important hurdle, and it's sustaining there. So I think the stock is going to be headed towards the level of around 227.50. That is the target on the upside. And on the downside, one can maintain a stop loss of 202. The next topic is going to be Sterlite Tech. It has formed a classic double, triple bottom kind of a pattern with good divergence that we can see on the indicators, which shows that the downside momentum has reduced and the stock is now getting ready, possibly in the third wave on the upside. And we should have a very strong move on the upside in Sterlite Tech. The immediate target is going to be around 161, but I'm optimistic we might even head towards 175. And on the downside, the stop loss has to be maintained at 144 levels.
Nilesh, what about you? What are you recommending today, your top trade for our viewers?
So Samina, yes, we are also focusing on a long side. So one stock that has just been covered, that is ONGC, was also on my radar. This particular counter is constantly forming a high up and bottom formation. The stock is hitting all-time highs. The structure still looks strong for 220 sort of levels on immediate basis. One can keep a stop loss below 209.5. So that should be the stop loss. And the other stock that I've just highlighted, that is from realty space, Oberoi Realty. This particular counter looks strong for the upside target of 1550 to 1580. One can keep a stop loss below 1480. And there is another counter just want to highlight, that is Bandhan Bank. So banking as a whole is looking positive. Bandhan Bank has given a good breakout from its consolidation zone, and it looks like a triangle sort of formation. And it's a long 6 to 8 months consolidation that has been taken off in Bandhan Bank. Looks positive for 270 to 280 on immediate basis. One can keep a stop loss below 251. So yes, this is the third stock that we are liking.
All right. Let's very quickly address what's happening with Bajaj Finance as well. Came up with this quarterly update, and it did seem like it's been a positive one. Let's take a look at what the stock's doing. It is advancing in today's day of trade. We are seeing good gains coming through, and of course, the stock is reacting to the kind of updates that it has come up with. Remember that it was, in fact, Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv which were aiding the benchmarks along with the Fin Nifty to a certain extent over the previous couple of days. And it seems like now we come to know as to why that possibly could be it, because we're seeing that up move here, and quite likely, keeping in check the fall, at least as far as the financial indices are concerned. I want to take a view on Bajaj Finance itself. Ashish, if you could offer us some sort of an assessment here, how would you trade this one?
Bajaj Finance showed a very good move on the upside, but there is some kind of a rejection that we saw from around 7,718 levels. So we have to see the stock moving back above 7,700 and sustain there. So as of now, I think it's forming a rounding bottom kind of a pattern, but the breakout is awaited. 7,700 is the neckline. We need an hourly close above 7,700. And if that happens, then we can head towards the level of 8,000 on the upside. Overall, I think it is positive. On the downside, the gap area of 7,400 is going to be an important support, and break above 7,700 is going to take the stock towards 8,000 levels.
Right. Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you, Ashish. It was great talking to both of you and getting your picks for our show. In the meantime, it's a good-looking market. We are breaking the trend, looking good. Broader markets are looking like they're in strength. The bulls very clearly in control of the street now. Until, of course, Europe opens up in the second half, we should be holding steady for now, at least. We spoke to the management of Shyam Metallics earlier today about the company venturing into new businesses. Remember, they've launched a QIP as well. Here's a slice of that conversation.
See, we had been observing from last, 2.5 years, if you see the results, like what we pre-IPO and last year financial, we almost doubled the top line. And the major advantage with, focus, if we see, we had been always a very distinct company, like very different, on our business valuation side, on our product side, on the risk mitigation side. We always say that, we are a metal mart. We are going to create a FMCG metal basket like you see in we are in the aluminum space, we are in the stainless steel. We just integrated into a stainless steel business just because, we make all the raw material of the stainless steel. And down the stream, like if we are doing anything forward or backward, it's complement each other very well. Apart from that, if you see from in next 2 to 3 years, we expect that the revenue is almost going to be double. Lot of our expansion, what we declared 2 years back, from middle of coming year, this year itself, we'll see plant getting commissioned. So we'll see the numbers increasing. The stainless steel plant has also been commissioned. The plant which we took over from the NCLT, this itself is also going to be regularized this year. So a lot of happening. And, if you see in last 2-3 years, we have always marched towards the value-added product, the specialty alloy, the aluminum, lithium foil, what we commissioned and our product got approved. In the time to come, we see the battery unit which is going to come up in the country. We will be a very important partner to them. So the B2C space, what we, if you see in last 2 years, the revenue in the B2C space has gone up 3 times, threefold. And the color-coated business also, which is going to be commissioned in the coming year itself, is going to add a lot of value to our supply chain management.
Sure. So, sir, quickly, the 3 businesses you highlighted. One was stainless steel, the other was aluminum foil, and the third was EV. Are all 3 of these going to be margin accretive for the business currently? So, okay, let me try and simplify this a little more. Talk to us about where your margins are currently and where they will be in FY27 once all 3 of these businesses go fully on road.
See, all the business enjoy a very special margin. Like, if you talk, these special businesses generally are at the level of around, 20%, 15 to 20% EBITDA level, these 3 specialization. But apart from that, if you're talking for the revenue of 26, 27, I said like this year, we should be able to double in next 2 to 3 years. So if I'm talking of, today, this year we should be able to do a top line of around 15,000 crores, approximately 14.5, 15. So we expect that in 2 to 3 years, we should be between 27 to 30,000 crores. And apart from that, we have more vertical line, like, this is a flat product, color coated, on the long product space, also B2C. And if you see throughout the time, if you see the track record of last 2 to 3 years, we had been increasing the volume, we had been increasing the, the value-added product in our business. And down the line also, whatever new businesses and new expansion, what we have declared, it is more on the downside on the value addition side.
Right, that was the management of Shah Metallics. And on that note, it's a wrap on the F&O show, but lots more lined up on the other side. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.